Listen, we're going to do a quick waiver wire and Thursday night preview and then close out the show for you. Waiver wire this week. Wes and I are in agreement that if Tank Dell is available, which he's only available in about 40% of leagues, so he's not going to be either of our waiver ads, but go check the waiver wire, because if he's available, he is worth dumping fab for, he is worth using your top priority for. He is definitely involved in the Texans offense. That being said, though, that'd be kind of a cop-out if we just gave you Tank Dell. So we're going to give you another guy each to go ahead and add here. I'm going to go first. And we talked about him and hyped up and we talked about him in Fluker for real. And this is a speculative ad for me, but I'm going to say go add Keaton Mitchell. I know that Gus Edwards has been very interesting. He's scored like 6 touchdowns over the last 3 weeks. He's been awesome. But 9 for 138 and a touchdown, I think is something John Harbaugh is going to look at and go, yeah, we drafted this guy and he looked really good. And the Seahawks just added Leonard Williams to bolster their defensive line. And he looked really good. Maybe we need to do something here. Dude, his touchdown run, I was like, I didn't notice he was in the game. And so I was like, when did Gus Edwards get blazing speed? Like, when did that happen? That was ridiculous. And I look and I see 34, and I go, who is that? And I go, oh, it's Keaton Mitchell. I think that's probably a similar situation to a lot of the offensive staff for the Ravens. And they went, oh, when did Gus get fast? Oh, no, that is Mitchell. Okay, we need to probably feature him a little more. It's a speculative ad. You can't roll him out. You can't start him yet. But I will say if Keaton Mitchell's available, I think he's worth spending a little bit of fab on. Not a ton, but he's worth spending a little fab on to get, just because this running back landscape is so poor, it's worth spending a little bit of fab to see if they're going to feature him a little bit more. Hold on to him for a couple weeks. If it doesn't look like it's going to be anything, you can drop him. But I think he's worth adding if Tank Dell isn't there, and I think he's worth making potentially a top waiver ad. So not super involved yet, but he could be. So that's where I'm at with this waiver ad.
Speculative ad is the correct phrase for it, because if he does play like this, because I mean, in the way that you're hyping him up and the way that we kind of saw, it's I almost said reminiscent of Devon Achane.
Dude, I was just going to say that. Oh my gosh.
Right?
That was exactly what I was thinking. 9 touches, but like, it's a small sample size, but it's like, can he break one like this every game, like Achane? Like, is that what this is going to be? That's why I'm saying, like, okay, just in case. I think that's why he's worth grabbing.
It's so funny.
There you go.
It's so funny to talk about Achane as if he's this bona fide star. Like, he's played he's
4 games,
played like 4 games, and we're treating him as if like he could still be rookie of the year.
He's the
like,
standard.
Like if he comes back in week 11 and plays as he is, everyone's like, well, CJ, I mean, your 5 touchdowns, 470 yards, baller, but like, Achane is the rookie of the year, running back of the year.
Purdy was a rookie of the year candidate last year. Like, Achane, if he comes back and he plays
and
like he had been, he's 100% a rookie of the year candidate.
Still lead the league in rushing yards. He's still averaging 12 yards a carry. But anyway, with that kind of air about Achane, there's something with Keaton Mitchell, and I believe that. I would not start him and do not want to start him, and I do not think that he is... I mean, it would depend on my team in my waiver wire priority. If I wanted to actually use a waiver to get him, I may just pick him up. But I know as the transactions process, but it's possible. He's probably owned in 0% of leagues, so probably very easy.
I think he's worth the ad for sure. Wes, hit us with a waiver ad outside of Tank Dell that you think we should be adding.
Yeah, there's a lot of tight ends that I like. And you look through, and a lot of people have these tight ends. And so with Dallas Goedert going down, Ferguson, if he was available, would be a good ad as well. K. Dotton is interesting. We didn't really see him as we called him a fluke. Didn't really buy into that. Jonnu Smith is interesting. Apparently he's the best player on the Falcons. Yep. But I'm not even going to mention a tight end. I'm not even going to mention a tight end because I looked through the entire list of everyone trending, and I was like, I'm gonna pull a 4th and roll, double down on myself, and I'm going back-to-back weeks on Demario Douglas.
Yeah.
And I'm going to point
Love
out
it.
just how good he did, because
Yeah.
10.5 points in full PPR is solid. That's going to
Yeah.
get the job done. But I just want to show what he did in this week. 83% snap count. That is
Yeah.
the most of all wide receivers on that team. That is actually tied for all Patriots offensive players outside of Mac Jones. And he led the team in targets. He led the team in receiving yards. He's still rostered in less than half of the leagues. And with the way he's playing, the way that he is being featured, he could be a fantasy playoff winner. There is a chance that when he gets in the end zone that first time, that train keeps rolling, and people are going to wonder, who is this guy? And I think that this may be the one last chance to get him before he just pops off.
Yeah.
So Demario Douglas is, again, my waiver wire ad.
I love it. Yeah, double down on it for sure. He's a guy I went and added where I could, because you had him everywhere else, Wes, but he is a guy I'm excited about. And somebody definitely worth flex plays, worth consideration there for maybe a wide receiver 2 spot, especially with these bye weeks coming up. A lot of good guys there. So I love it. Pop Douglas, about to pop off. Boom. Love it. Roasted. Got him.